Innovate, elevate. Mid-tempo groove with heavy drums, talking drum roll, symphones and melodics.
LR at the AfriOne show every Wednesday at 7 p.m. West African time. The future of Africa is speaking.
Yes, the future of Africa is speaking, and then I want to say good evening and welcome to my amazing family right here on the Armed Forces Radio, 107.7 FM, broadcasting live from Asokoro, Abuja, Nigeria. I want to take time for me to welcome every one of you who are listening to me tonight. I choose to believe that you all are having a beautiful, for lack of a better word, drive back home, or maybe for some of you are still stuck in traffic. Talking about traffic, I think I was leaving the house coming into the studio, and for some reason I don't understand what is happening with Kabusa. That place in Kabusa, I think I would say the road contractors and stuff, you people should be fast in finishing that side. The road is crazy, and pardon me if that word is offensive to you, but it's really it's annoying. It's annoying where the whole stretch of the road has been so compartmentalized. You see, that's literally how the thing is tiring. To the point that everybody is not even respecting the road sign and stuff. Talking about road, I think I remember we were coming. I don't understand. Wait, somebody needs to call me and answer this question. Do people have extra life somewhere? Because I don't understand. I really don't understand. We were literally coming, and all of a sudden there was a bit of a traffic on the road, and this very particular young man, I don't know what is his problem. All of a sudden he decided to say it is when the traffic is very high he wants to park the midst, and this guy was literally at the middle of the road. Now we have to become reduce our speed of our car. Now what's the name of this thing? Okada. They were coming on the other side, so which is opposite us. So now we have to navigate between this young man who is at the middle of the road trying to pack meat, like literally guys is meat. One. Then secondly, these Okada guys who are coming, we also need to navigate how to do that. My question that I was asking, literally coming, and when we got to the spot, I asked this young man, I was pointing the guy was telling me I'm packing my meat. I was saying in my mind, I'm like, okay, it is that people have duplicate. Is that a life somewhere people have, whether you can go there and pick your life, and if something happens to this current one that you have, you will go somewhere and pick the life again. See guys, in case if you know where the life is, please let me know so that I can just play with my own life. But if you know that life is not that easy to come by, I really want to encourage you, please hear me, family. When it comes to road, I don't know how you think. You see that thing, Nigeria does not have what we call road accident fund, whereby by the time you have a problem, then the accident fund will now pay out. If you try nonsense, I have asked, there is no insurance called road accident fund in Nigeria. So if any car hits you, you're on your own, like you are literally on your own. And me saying this one to government, please. Maybe the reason why people are now playing on the road is because they want you to be able to come up with another department known as the Department of Road and Accident Fund. So please, you may want to consider that very particular point in putting that. With that being said, family, I'm your host tonight on this very particular show known as The Voice of a New Tribe, and I want to welcome every one of you tonight, knowing too well that this is the last for this Wednesday when it comes to the love month. And so today we're going to be talking about all things relationship, and I promise you it's going to be a bit of a thought-provoking kind of relationship, and because it's something that has been bothering a lot of people. Some of you literally sent inbox on my Facebook to say, but last week you didn't talk about it and all of that. Family, I'm really sorry. Today we're going to be talking about all things relationship. And please, I know for those of you who are my family, please, I really want you to join me in this conversation, because these are something that is literally happening in our time. It is causing a huge problems. Whether we like it or not, between the millennials and the Gen Zs, there is this dichotomy that people are not getting. And if we do not have this conversation tonight and begin to continually having the conversation, we will have a bunch of generations that will literally not want to get into this circle of influence called relationship and love. They will not. Because why? This thing is really scattering people's brain. People are losing their mind. People are now beginning to do stuff. And even from down to the late baby boomers, let me even start from there, from the late baby boomers to my generations, which were the millennials, down to the Gen Zs. Let's even leave Gen X and Gen Alpha. Those ones are still very naive. They don't even know what's going on. But you see late baby boomers, down to the millennials, and the beginning of the Gen Zs. These three sets of people, they are missing this thing called relationship. And so because of that, definitely I will be looking forward to having the full conversations with you all. But do remember that this very particular show is proudly sponsored by Ethan Gold Estate. And so I want to encourage you, for you all to be able to get your land, your 500 square meter of your land with Ethan Gold Estate, which is currently going, I think from what I've gathered, it's currently going for 1.2 million outright purchase. And so I want to encourage you to please find a way of running. See, people are buying. You don't have to. In the words of Nigeria, say if you snooze, you lose, or something like that. I don't want you to snooze on this very particular opportunity on ground. So please and please, I want to encourage you. Try as much as possible for you to call them and also to keep and also to be able to secure your own land. It's very, very important. It's something that I really want you to do. Currently now, the outright payment for 500 square meter is going for 1.2 million. And then also, if you want instrumental payment, they can also be able to assist you in the instrumental payment of things. With that being said, let's just go pay some adverts and we'll come back and continue the business. After 9, we'll be entering into all things relationship, and also for us to be able to understand this very particular dichotomy, which is known as love, power, trust, and the battle between ancient principle and the new age reality. I repeat, we're going to be looking about all things love, power, trust, and the battle between ancient principle and new age reality. You don't want to miss this conversation. We'll be right back just now. Exactly it, Charlotte Prime's home, where your dream find an address. For those of you who are interested in their current sales of their new phase of property, landed property of 500 square meter, I want you to give them a call on 070-733-16184. 070-733-16184. That's the number for you to call Charlotte Prime Homes when it comes to all things land and all things the business of property. For those of you who are currently having a bit of a challenge in terms of selling your properties, or maybe you are trying to be able to get a proper evaluation of property, I also want to encourage you to please try as much as possible for you to give Charlotte Prime Homes. They also offer advisory service, consulting, and at the same time also the ability for you to be able to get proper valuation of your homes. One of the big things, you all know the whole issue of the fraud issues of houses and all of those things, but with Charlotte Prime Home, they can try as much as possible to give you a proper valuation of your property, and at the same time also be able to advise you as to how to position your property for your property to have the real people buying or renting your property. There's a lot you can get for Charlotte Prime Homes. So number again one more time, it's 070-733-16184. Charlotte Prime Homes are your number one destination when it comes to all things property. All right, let's get to see what today is all talking about as we look at the concept of love, power, trust, and the battle between ancient principle and new age reality. Remember, it's love, it's power, it's trust, and the battle between ancient principle and the new age reality. A conversation that I'm looking forward for you and I to be able to talk properly, and as we begin to unpeel this very particular conversation and making sure that all things needed are all put in place as these touches everyone in one way or the other. Exactly, it is upon us all tonight as we begin to look, my people, and the AfriOne People's Republic. Tonight, we are stepping into a space that is very sensitive. It is emotional and deeply personal. We are not going to be talking about politics, neither are we talking about business. We are talking about all things love, about trust, about power, about expectation, about submission, about fear, about the man and the woman trying to find each other in a world that keeps changing. This is something happening quietly in our society. Trust is scarce. Kindness feels rare. Love feels transactional. And relationship now look more like negotiation than partnership. We are living in a marketplace generation, and the marketplace mentality has entered dating, marriage, and even spirituality. Everyone is protecting themselves. Everyone is testing intentions. Everyone is cautious. Everyone is tired. But tonight, we must ask, when did love become a battle instead of a refuge? We see the rising of single women in society, educated, financially stable, emotionally aware, searching for genuine love. And yet, many of them says, where are the serious men? The good ones are married. The available ones are unserious. On the other hand, the men are saying, I want to marry her, but I'm scared. How will the home be run? Who leads? who submit? Will I be respected? Are biblical or cultural principles still relevant? So now, two strong individuals facing each other, both desiring love, both fearing loss, both confused about their role, and in between them lies the discomfort. We must confront these very particular four realities tonight, which is the first: there is a scarcity of trust and kindness in today's marketplace of love. Secondly, many of us really want to be understood, but yet we can't get it. Third, words like submission and respect has become conversational and controversial. But have we misunderstood them? Have we weaponized them? Or have we avoided defining them honestly? And fourthly, when it comes to these, the deepest question of all: should ancient principles still guide us in the new age reality? Do biblical or cultural values still applies when women are financially powered and men are emotionally evolving? Or do we need a new framework? And if the ancient principles still holds true, how do we manage the discomforts when they challenges our pride, independence, and pain? Because growth is rarely comfortable, love is no longer simple, but perhaps it was never meant to be easy. Tonight is not all about blaming the man. It's not all about attacking the woman. It's not all about defending culture or rejecting it. It is about asking, can strength and softness coexist? Can leadership and equality coexist? Can submission exist without oppression? Can respect exist without fear? Can love still exist without ego? This is the voice of a new tribe, and tonight we are here to argue. We are not here to argue, we are here to understand. Let the conversation begin tonight on 08127793453. 08127793453, or you can call us alternatively on 08037441154. Do you believe tonight, as it comes to the conversation of all things love tonight, and for us to be able to seriously have a reality check, the rise of strong woman, or probably the rise of strong independent woman, is it a threat to man, or is it a wake-up call for man to evolve? And if a man feel intimidated, is it because she's too powerful, or because he is unsure of his place? A conversation that I need you and all for us to begin to have a serious conversation right now on the Armed Forces Radio 107.7 with your host, the Afropolitan Apostle Darlington Steve. Good evening and welcome to the Voice of a New Tribe.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Emoji. Good evening, sir.
Good morning, Dominic.
Good. Chief, how is it, sir?
Not bad. How's your weekend?
My weekend is good.
Let me, I'll just drop a few tidbits, let others talk.
No problem.
In life, some things never change.
Okay.
In life, some things stay the same.
All right.
What are those things that stay the same? Let's start with culture.
Okay.
Culture, at first instance, appears not to change.
Okay.
But over a protracted duration, culture alters with civilization.
Okay.
So it's not dependable enough. But biblical truths are eternal. They are God's perspective of things and eternal outlook. Let me pause at that and let other people speak.
No problem. Thank you so much for your contribution. All right, culture and biblical truths. Some of these very particular narrative are eternal truths. You believe in this very particular word, knowing too well that we're literally looking at a new reality that is in front of us, which the conversation for tonight still remains. In terms of ancient principle in the new generation, do you think it is still important for us to still keep ancient principle in new generation, understanding that this new generation, we are facing a lot of realities that we need to find a way of balancing, and somehow, some way, it looks as if these ancient principles or culture or biblical or religious book reality is literally not meeting us on the table of comfortability. And if that would happen, then the question there is the fact that at the same time, is it that some men are losing authority, or some women are facing the loss of identity? We all know that both face pains, and some of them are looking for the whole concept of control and disappointment. What do you think It's the conversations we need to begin to bring as we begin this very particular love month, to bring it to a close, where it's all about having hardcore conversation and making sure that we really see what needs to be done. 081 277 93453. 081 277 93453. And as much as you are preparing your thoughts and if you know that you have an experience, either, for example, when it comes to the concept of submission, your experience about women submitting, we get to see currently now in the world where we are seeing some certain westernization coming into our space in Africa here, where we are seeing what we call stay-home baby, stay-home father. Do you believe that that should be our narratives? And if there is a stay-home father, does that mean that the stay-home father will be respected as a man, knowing too well that the woman is the one who goes out there to bring the bacon? Where do we draw the line between the responsibility of the man and the woman, and who really needs to shape this very particular culture? It's a conversation that I needed to join me tonight so that we can then be able to peel this very particular one properly. And if you know that you have submitted before, submission bites you. And you feel you really want to air your stuff, but please, let's have the disclaimer. If you know you want to air your laundry out, please help us by not mentioning names. You can just say he or she. Let's just keep it like that, because your he or she may literally be listening to the show, and then that will now cause problem that you and I know too well that I'm not looking forward for us to be able to cause problem, but for us to be able to find a way of balancing this solution. Question tonight, as we look about trust and marketplace mentality: how do we become so protective of our heart that we make genuine connection impossible? How do we get to this point? What happened? I know for some of you will say it's disappointment, betrayal, Abuja boys and Kabusa girls happened. Somebody was talking to me that, you don't want to near Gwarimpa people. I know you're listening because I just see your message now. You don't want to come around Gwarimpa people. Gwarimpa people can betray your heart and all of those things. So the question tonight is, at what point does self-protection become self-sabotage? At what point does what you call self-protection becomes self-sabotage? So how did we get here? Talking about all things trust. 08127793453, or you can give us a call alternatively on 08037441154. 08037441154. Talking about the contribution of it tonight, you never can tell if you may be going home tonight with a 50,000 naira cash. Literally for you to be able to end this very particular, 3 days, I think the month, I don't know, is this month 28 or 29? 28, okay, I was told it's 28. This is leap year stuff. I like telling my younger brother, I say, thank God that you were born 28. Otherwise, I'm not, for the celebrate birthday once in a I think it's once in 4 years. He's like, God forbid that is not going to happen to him. MOJ.
Yeah, hello?
Yes, talk to me.
I have an example for you.
All right. Sir.
About 30 years ago in my village,
okay,
there was a most industrious young lady that married a young Akwa Ibom man that was a stay-home father.
Okay.
They had 6 kids, and this lady was so industrious.
Okay.
So they agreed among themselves that it would be better for the union that he stayed at home and she worked. She was quite industrious.
Okay.
And it worked out excellently well.
Okay.
But that's not the norm. That's the exception to the rule.
Okay.
In Africa, our culture has the male with a he-man macho status. So that demands more than a little respect. So that will rub off on his honor if he were to stay at home and the lady was the breadwinner.
Yeah, but we are seeing that
example that worked.
Yeah, but the new reality we are facing now is the fact that most ladies now are bringing higher become home. What happened if life happened and your partner decides to bring the higher become home compared to you? What then happen? Hello? Okay.
Hello?
Okay. Now I'm asking a question around what happened if the woman in what you call decide to bring the higher beacon compared to the man. Does that still bring love and respect?
Both of them working?
Yeah, both of them working, but one of them is bringing the higher beacon home. Does that still bring in the respect for the man?
As we discussed last week, that's the reality of the today's world.
Exactly.
We have inherited the American problem. Women are more educated today than males.
This is an American problem.
So, yes, they can't find their match in partners, in the male partner. So they are higher earners and they are more educated. So they find it difficult to find their match among the males these days, except for celebrities and sports icons. That's the American problem of 30 years ago. It now comes to Nigeria.
But if this is our new reality, how do we balance this new reality now? Making the woman understand that we balance it with culture now.
We need street wisdom here.
Okay.
We need street wisdom. Out in the streets, you don't survive by being real. You don't follow reality. There are truths that you have to tell a lie to yourself to get by some situation.
So it's a self-like kind of vibe.
Like a situation like Jesus before Pontius Pilate.
Okay.
The King of Kings standing before a governor. Oh, no, let me use a better one. Since I was born, I've never seen the righteous forsaken or his children begging for bread.
Yeah.
When you find yourself begging for bread, you now ask yourself a question. Am I no longer the righteous? You have to tell yourself a lie to get by such a situation. Just once you know that God's word backs you up, that's the leverage. God cannot tell a lie. You don't survive by being real. You have to do more than be real.
I think I like that statement. I'm writing it down now. You don't survive by being real.
By being real. Oh, it's music now. Out in the street, you don't survive by being real. It's like 1982 music. Not I that said it.
All right, no problem. Thank you so much. As we begin
so that's it. You have to have understanding, number one. You have to have sensitivity. Once you don't have those two things, you're going to sink. And if you're a Christian, you just got to have, pray to God to give you discernment.
Yeah.
The spirit of discernment, you can't survive without it.
Okay,
you
now.
have to know good spirit from bad spirit.
Okay, now the next question that is pumping in my head is the fact that at what point does self-protection become self-sabotage when it comes to this context of relationship now?
No, you don't start out by protecting yourself. You see?
Yeah, but if I just go into the dating scene like that and I enter one chance, what then happen in the dating scene?
Self-preservation is a natural instinct.
Okay.
If you're holding your beloved only child, only son, if someone throws fire at you, you will shake the fire off your chest before you think of your son. It's a natural instinct of self-preservation. Okay?
Yeah.
But you don't go first by putting protection before you. Protection should be at the back of your mind. You have your reserves, and you have this instinct, and you have your natural caution. You don't go with personal protection. Well, before you, it should be a full guy. It should be a ready guy. It should be a ready guy. If you get too protected, you lose the customer.
I hear
you have to take risks. That's all about risk. So you take the risk and you go out there. If you wait too long, forget it. You have to go out there. Take the risk. Be cautious. That's all. Don't hold protection in front of you. It should be a red guy, not a full guy.
Okay, I get you. All right, let's get to just quickly give other people a chance because I see their call coming in and stuff so that they can also be able to contribute to the show. Thank you so much. All right, the question there tonight as we're looking about all things love and trying to wind out this very particular love month conversation. The question there is how have we become so protective of our heart and we that we have made genuine connection becomes impossible. And at what point does self-preservation or self-protection become self-sabotage? At what point? 08127793453, 08127793453, or you can call us also on 08037441154, 08037441154. Number for you to join us tonight as we talk about all things uncomfortable truth that we need to begin to face as it comes to our love lives. And I think I remember about a few hours ago, I was just talking to a particular friend of mine. We're just busy just talking around the whole concept of Ladies, for instance, are giving their all to a man, and the next minute you get to find out that this very particular man is using that narrative for them to be able to build their own world. And in building their own world, and the next minute, I think when she was saying that to me, the only thing that was coming in my head, I'm like, okay, at what point that the whole things change in the guy's head for him not to be able to communicate to the lady? Is it part of the fact that the guy or the lady were both playing a self-preservation kind of mood where, like Emoji just said now, you keep self-protection at your back while you go into the picture, but you go into the picture of self-protection, you find yourself literally hitting the rock unknowingly. And so, like I said tonight, it's all about asking, can strength and softness still coexist, knowing that we are facing a new reality? And please understand, this is a new reality. Can leadership and equality still exist? Can submission without oppression still be the question of the day? And can respect without fear still operate where love exists without ego? It's a conversation that we're looking up tonight when it comes to this talk about love, power, trust, and the battle line between ancient principle and the new age reality. 0803744 1154 0803744 1154. That's the conversations we are going to be having tonight. And with that being said, we'll be going on a short break as we go pay the bills, and we'll come back also and continue the business of today right here on the Armed Forces Radio 107.7. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back just now. You are an estate agent, or maybe you are a landlord, you own your property, or maybe for you we're looking for property to buy, or maybe you want to sell a property, or you're looking for a trusted platform for you to be able to do all of that. We want to encourage you for you to visit the AfriOne property for you to be able to list your property or probably look for properties that you can be able to get. Trusted, verified platform. The website is www.property.afrione.africa. And also you can give us a call in terms of when you needed some assistance in doing that. You can give us a call literally on 080 sorry family, my throat is a bit dry. 080-7246-3771. I repeat, 080-7246-3771. That's the number for you for all things property. All right, still back into our conversations for tonight, which we're looking about all things love. We're trying to see the whole concept of love and how do we balance this very particular thing. I think the biggest one that I see a lot of people sending inbox, Lee. Let me pick this call quickly so that I can then be able to build properly. Good evening, MOJ.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Take this. Strength and softness can and must coexist anytime, any day.
Strength, you say strength and softness. Oh, strength and softness.
And must coexist anytime, any day.
Okay.
Why do you think nations at war fight tooth and nail to be enlisted for the Olympics?
Nation at war.
To rule the world by soft power.
Okay.
Now, the lion that snubbed to eat the rat because he didn't suffice for a snack was saved from the snare when the rat offered to nibble through the net and caught him. Strength and softness can and must coexist any day, any time.
Yeah, but we see currently now that we see that, especially on the home front, and like with the rise of independent women and co, they don't want to show softness anymore. They also want to be able to push they want their voice to be heard. Now, at that very particular point, who is...
They want power?
Yes, they want power. They also
they want power?
In what?
They want power?
Okay, I think I'm struggling in hearing what you are trying to say.
Do they want power?
Yes, power. They also want power. They also want to be heard. They also want their voice.
Wrong.
But it's the reality that we are facing today.
No, it's not. It's wrong reality. This was pushed by the...
I think I'm tempted to ask you which genre do you belong? Is it baby boomers?
No.
Because I'm proud to say I'm millennial at this moment.
They pushed the feminist school.
But I think the thing here I want us to agree is it's a reality. We are facing it. It's here. And we need to, like I said, for me, we need to...
The man was wired for respect. The woman was wired for love. You don't talk of equality.
The man was wired for respect, the woman is wired for
Wired
love.
for respect, the man was wired for love.
Yeah.
Don't talk of equality.
Yeah, but now we have women who also want respect, that that this is me.
No, wrong guys.
Wrong guy. So
Margaret Thatcher, when she got home, she was the wife.
yeah, but
Got to the office, she was prime minister.
that's Margaret Thatcher. We're talking now reality, sir.
Even now, homes today, but CEO in the office when you get home, your wife. That's how it works.
Okay, I think I'll need the CEOs at the office for them to also call to explain how do they balance the CEO.
Feminist church, forget it.
It's still feminist touch.
Yes, that's it won't work. It's not biblical basis. It's bound to human nature. The man is wired for respect. If you show respect him, decipher law from
My
him.
question to you now would now be: at what context does a man need to be respected upon? What is the thing that he needs to do for him to be respected? So that for women who are struggling to respect the man, what is the thing that will make a man be respected in a home? That the woman literally.
Men lie too much. A man with 1,000 lies. I've learned my lesson with Madonna and I did it.
Okay.
Men lie too much. I don't even nowadays, man. They say what 10 are lying. So what should be about?
So they
They
lie.
lie enough.
Okay, if they lie, how does that bring in?
Effect, action, drama. Behave yourself.
Okay, if you can hear me now, I can
What do
hear
you
you.
want to respect? Give yourself. Respect yourself first. Then you get respect. The first is that exude strength and elicit respect. Respect will attract you. Respect yourself first before you transfer a woman's respect.
I think what I'm trying
You are
to
not perfect yourself.
what I'm trying to find out here is this. Respect. You've said something that men is wired to be respected and women is wired to be loved.
Yes.
Now-
If you respect a man, they will decipher love from that.
Now,
If you love a man, so give him
we are
respect.
faced with a reality where some so-called powerful women in the society are finding it now very hard. And I can tell you point blank, I have a couple of friends. This very particular conversation is based on real-time experience. I'm not talking about some imaginations and stuff.
Sorry.
Where they struggle to respect their husband, not because the husband beats them or the husband attacks them or whatever and cool.
Let me interrupt you.
Okay? No, please do, sir.
If you're a woman and you see your strength, you are already in the wrong place. That's where Lucifer was. That's why I fell from heaven. And you see your own beauty, you see your own strength. You are eating too much honey. Don't see your own strength. A woman is supposed to be delicate, affable, lovable. You see your strength. Don't go for strength.
No, but
You're in the wrong place. That's where Lucifer was. That's where I fell from heaven. He's not a natural spirit today. Please, if you want to tutelage on that, I'll give you hours and hours of it. Tell any lady that has that problem to come to me. I'll give her lectures for 1 week.
But don't you think that it's about survivor mentality? The woman is also trying to find a way to survive in the relationship.
For which war?
The Nigerian world that we are, because but nonetheless, thank you so much, so that we don't drag this conversation as we begin to peel this properly. All right, family, we're still here on the Opposites Radio 107.7 FM, and with your host, the Afropolitan and Apostle, as we're talking about all things love tonight, and we're trying as much as possible to see how to do this. Now, family, hear me. Whether you like it or not, there are some of you literally who have the experience of demanding love from your partner, even despite the fact that, for example, on the lady, it's a guy context. The lady is doing everything and cool, but it looks as if she's not getting the kind of love from the man. The man is literally may not be bringing the full bacon home, or probably the full money that is needed, but somehow with the little that he's bringing back home, he's not getting the kind of respect that he needs to get from the woman. I've heard this very particular statement in Nigeria, to be very honest. No be your mate, be XYZ, and I'm thinking, but now your mate also don't do for grief. And it's quite simple. And I've heard that very particular statement mostly, this is me, I choose to own my opinion, from the woman. Don't be your mate with this, don't be your mate with that and stuff. And now that begins to put some kind of demand on the man for him to perform. Whether you like it or not, we are living in a time where people doubt intentions. If you come currently now and you tell a lady that I love you and stuff, and the lady looks at you. And like I was saying, there's a story I hear where this very particular lady literally, at her first relationship, she was cool, she was calm. Not until the thing goes sour. Now the next relationship had to be mediated by strong people in her circle for her to be able to literally take that very particular intention from that very particular man who was proposing the so-called business of love. Now, the question there is this. People now are doubting intentions before they understand your actions. Kindness currently now is being mistaken for weakness. You are trying to be kind to somebody like, okay, this is who I am. I'm a guy whereby I'm soft, I'm this, and all of that. In fact, is that a question like guys who are soft? I don't know if it's there. So, is it a crime for a guy to be soft, or the guy must be macho all the time? Because the moment, and you know, I think a friend of mine, I don't know if I'm saying this now, my friend, I'm going to put you on the chopping block. It's okay. He said something to me that was very interesting. I think it was a few months ago. And he says, this is Nigeria. You can't play softness of South Africa in this very particular country. Our ladies have been wired to be hard. And so if you are not hard, you will not be able to survive in a Nigeria kind of relationship. And I'm like, what the hell? He says, see, your softness does not work here. It doesn't work here. Now, is that a reality that the Nigerian ladies want to defend? Do you believe that the guy must be hard for you to know that you are in love with him? And if the guy is soft, do you believe that he is weak? And also, where do we also get to the point whereby love now is now negotiating like transaction? You know, you bring in 5, I bring in 5, then it makes 10. If you mistakenly bring 2, I'm only going to bring 1 and stuff. How do we balance this? You know the construct that you're currently facing in your own relationship. If you are calling, please, you can choose to become anonymous if you really want to tell us a true life story. You can choose to become anonymous. If I ask you your name, just say I want to be anonymous, and that's fine. And we can then have our conversation in full. And if you want to send your message, you can also send a message in case if you have a story that you want to share that is touching and you don't want to put your voice for security reasons. You can definitely share your message on the numbers that I'm going to be calling, which is our normal radio number, which is 081277 93453. 081277 and also you can call us on 08037441154 08037441154. It's a question that you and I really, and I think also when it comes to that, another thing again that is playing on my head is this, especially with I'll use the word the Gen Zs and the late millennials, is the fact that it looks as if many of us are actually in the pressure of social media construct. You have this Telemundo kind of love idea, both the men and the women. And I think somebody the other day, we were talking on the phone, permit me not to mention them, is somebody that's even within the Armed Forces radio of things. And we're talking and stuff. I said, why is it that the average Nigerian lady has this concept of love in every word? Is it love in every word? They call that movie that is online. Where you are expecting the guy to come with some things to ask for your number. It doesn't happen that way. It does not happen. So there is now this pressure coming from social media that is also now affecting the construct of how love needs to be seen, or how you want to accept love. Like, how can you imagine the guy just come and the guy just stand in front of me, just ask me for my number and call? What do you want him to do? To dance in front of you? Or what? To cry? Ladies, guys, these conversations are literally for us. I don't want you to be quiet on this very particular, because we must talk. If I finish and you send me a message, I will not answer you, to be very honest. I'm saying this laughing because I'm seeing some of you that you know that I'm telling your story. You're already sending your message coming in, but it's all good. Now the thing there is this. I'm saying all of this in the sense that, whether we like it or not, many relationships fail not because love is absent. Let's call a spade a spade. Many relationships fail not because love is absent, but because expectations are unrealistic, unspoken, and also inherited. We have expectations that are currently inherited, and we need to find a way of how to balance all of that.
What do you mean by soft?
Which one?
What do you mean by soft?
Softness in the sense that you are kind, things that needs to provoke you, you apologize, you just want to make sure that there is peace all the time at home. But this person or this your significant other, either marriage or relationship, the moment you go that route, they come with all the ballistic or the AK-47 they can think of in you at that very particular moment, where you don't play your macho man kind of lifestyle and you try to just be soft and be kind.
These are the effects I'm telling you about. A kindly man attracts kindness.
A kindly man attracts kindness. Okay. Kindness,
yes. But the world we live in today, people are modest and humble only when they are humble resources. when they touch stone, they will turn tiger. When they touch stone, they will turn tiger. That's the truth.
No, wait. MOJ, you are too fast. MOJ, wait now. You're in my studio. You are too fast. And that statement you said, I need you to repeat. People are humble because of what?
Come here.
You said people are humble because they have humble resources. I want to be sure.
They have modest resources. Modest resources.
So that's
When
why.
they touch stone, they will turn tiger.
Wow. So even the humility and the humbleness.
So everything is surface dressing today. So they are looking at the surface. If they are not talking top, you never touch stone yet, so you don't qualify. That's what's happening. They are looking at the surface, the packaging.
Okay. I hear you.
So, but what ought to be really is what back in the days, you need to prepare yourself. You have to have rats in the mouth to prepare yourself well before you have to have cats in your head as a fisherman that won't catch fish. But now you are so blunt, so dull, so blunt. You just go to get what is your number. What kind of bullshit is that? It's so stupid. It's sick. What can I have your number? Number for what?
So the guys are not creative now in collecting numbers. So they should now go and get dancers to come and dance in front of the lady.
Basic principle of life. They don't carry diamonds in the street.
Yes.
They don't carry gems in the street.
Okay.
They don't prosper in the street. Prosperity is always in secret. When animals give birth, they give birth in secret. You know, if you carry germs in the street, you endanger the life of everyone around associated with that germ. You endanger their lives. So if you really have something good to offer, you can't be on the street asking for phone number.
No, but okay. Oh, whoa. Now that's extreme. What if at this very
You're not coming from far.
the only place I can find the girl is literally on the streets, probably on the market, or maybe that's the only place I can find her. I can't find her anywhere. So are you saying that I shouldn't approach a lady?
If you are a serious hunter, you follow her tracks
To where?
to a more conducive, to where there must be a lead. Maybe she dropped something from
Wait,
you pick it up. Yeah,
If she is not dropping anything, what then happen?
What we call double coincidence, there must be a meeting of coincidence. You track her. Don't go and collab your number. What happened to Danny? Don't steal her. You find a reason to happen naturally.
Sir.
Just will happen naturally.
Let me paint a picture. Let me pick a picture because maybe some of us, because we have experienced all of the words. I tell people I say I've experienced being on the streets, and God has helped me to be where I am today. Now, Darlington Steve. Now this is me. I go to the market. I made this very particular. Probably I'm just walking. This is Darlington that is not driving. I'm just walking on the road and stuff, and I meet this very particular pretty lady that I don't know where she's coming from, or where she's going. And I literally have 2 minutes short for me to be able to talk to that very particular lady, get her number and stuff. And now you are saying to me that a man of value or a man of gem cannot find things on the road. So how do you expect, for example, you say something about double coincidence. How do I create a double coincidence on the lady that I am going to Guarimpa? She's coming.
Let me give you a principle.
Okay.
You see, a load impossible to a 3-foot rope is easily borne by a 30-foot rope. Spreading the weight across the distance. It's like this. When you come, you don't see any natural means to connect with her. Don't ask for a number. Just give it lead, give it time. Give it time.
Okay, sir, no, sir. This is the thing. That's the only shot. That's the only shot I have for meeting this lady. Good. Currently now. I work with the Armed Forces Radio. I park my car. I'm about parking my car outside there, and I meet this very particular lady who is leaving the station. And the only shot I have at that moment, because I only come to the station once every week, which is on Friday by 7 p.m. Chances are I may not meet that girl again. And you are saying I shouldn't collect her number?
Okay, you approach her. You walk here. I'm asking for Mr. You walk here, please. Sorry, please. I needed help.
So I should go and ask. Are you saying I should go and ask the station manager and everybody that lady that left, that I have mouth to talk to the lady that I meet at the parking lot, then to go and ask people to get her number? No, sir. Now you see, this is what we are talking. Chances are you are the boomer generation. We are millennial and Gen Z. Do you see why it goes back to the talk of the new age reality? How do we balance this new age reality? Because chances are your generation literally will do what you are saying, but my generation will not. We will go meet her straight.
At best, you offer something flashy that you can't say no. Offer something flashy that you can't say no.
Such
That
as?
will ginger her interest.
Such as what?
Offer something. Don't ask. Don't start by asking. Don't ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Start by giving something. Don't ask first.
Okay.
Don't demand.
Okay, sir. Let's do this now. Let's play a game. You meet me now for the very first time. You don't know me at all. Because this is a lesson that I want us to do now, a practice. You meet me, I'm a young lady, beautiful, all the cuffs in place and all of those very particular things. Now, I'm your spec. You are meeting me for the very first time. Chances are you will never meet me again probably for the rest of your life. But you are catching the feelings with me. Please, this is Darlington. Okay, now I'm going to say that this is Marlington, the female version of Darlington.
Okay.
I want you to ask me out. For the first time, what will you say?
Okay, if there are a couple of persons around, I can start distributing lollipops. Then I offer her one. You know, why do you do that? Why don't you want it? You know, strike a conversation.
No, but sir, I'm talking about reality now. I'm saying this is Marlington.
Reality, that's reality.
Okay, are you saying you are going to meet me on the parking lot? Okay.
Please, try to give something. Try to offer something. Don't ask first. Try to offer something. Let her turn it down. Then ask her, why did you turn it down? What do you have against this? You stop the relationship. You stop the conversation. From that, take your lead. You don't go asking for phone number first. Doesn't make sense.
No, we're not asking. Obviously, you're going to meet me, or probably I'll meet the lady. And first of all, hi, my name is Darlington and stuff. You look pretty, blah blah blah. All those very particular. I'm not going to go straight to number, obviously. But at that very particular moment, I'm not going to see her again. How do I continue the conversation if I'm not going to ask her number at that space?
When I was a young man, in my
You are finally agreed that you are not in my generation.
I was in the habit of checking. So a young girl asked me one day, why do you go around telling people your name? My name is Sam. What's your name? Why do you go around telling people your name? It's rude. Just offer something. Don't ask first. Just offer something. If you show you have, there's no where that came from. You can turn it down. You strike it.
I think what is playing in my head now is I'm thinking now, as you're saying offer something, I'm a guy now meeting a lady at the parking lot after the show is over. The only thing that is on my hand is my phone. Are you saying I should give my phone to the lady? Because I don't have lollipop, I don't have anything. I wasn't expecting to see you.
There's something at the back of your dress. Even though there was nothing. I just pick it up for you. Thank you. And you now you walk around here, you live around here, what's your name?
Okay, I know your generation is different from my generation. I know that the listeners are like, okay, whoa. I think I'm happy about this one. Maybe that's the reason why single ladies are still single and guys are. What the guys who doesn't have what to offer? Sir, we need to find a way of solving this. The single gap is getting too long now.
Strike the conversation first. You have to strike the conversation.
Okay, I come from a school of thought. Now let's flip the question. I come from a school of thought where I don't have any problem for ladies going out to ask a guy if she sees the guy and she likes the guy. Obviously not marry the guy, but to strike a conversation. Okay. Do you believe that a lady, literally from your generation now, do you believe that a lady literally who sees a particular guy and stuff, knowing to remember, you may not meet that guy again. This is the only shot you have to do. How do you expect that very particular lady to do it from your generation, sir?
Let me give you my better instance.
Okay.
I was at the cyber cafe trying to get my book published in America.
Okay.
I didn't know a girl got interested in the conversation I had with the lady.
Okay.
So the lady in America was complaining that, why did you call me this thing? Why did you call? I called her like a nickname instead of a real name. So she's supposed to be official lady. So she was very interested. She thought I was not interested in her for calling her name her. I told her a brother is trying to save extended headlines. You're complaining about letters drop from your name. This girl, when she read this, she just get laugh. She goes and says, this little girl, she was not 15. She proposed to me. I was embarrassed. I was in my 30s. This girl told me she followed me into the car because, oh God, I almost jumping out of my skin. She was thrilled by what she saw. She came out and a secondary school girl, not like SS1. If she likes me, but she wants to have a relationship. I was weak. I was in my 30s. She was like 15. She's not 14.
Okay, now the thing here. take that experience and bring it to my generation, because from the moment you say when you were in your 30s, that's in our side. In the world where we live in, sir, in case, let me give you update 101. In the world where we live in, 30s are literally what you call Gen Zs. And their thinking is not, I promise you, it's not what you are saying currently.
Before we go on with this discussion, let me label Gen Z first.
Okay.
If not the millennials, they are very shallow. In my generation, men may see very rapid.
Okay, I think I choose to believe that not all Gen Zs are shallow.
They are so shallow, they lack emotion. That's the first thing. They're very shallow, they don't have emotions. It's just for money. They don't go for money. I don't know what they want to do with the money.
Okay, sir, now the way you are sounding, it sounds as if you have a personal experience with these Gen Zs who look for money.
No, these Gen Zs, they're crazy. They don't go for money. They 1 year for cash. Even relationships, they think of it. That girl, the mama to get money. Give me a number, beg. Rubbish. You know, all the
Gen Zs, if you are listening to this very particular show, you need to call and defend yourself, please.
But now they're too shallow. They don't have emotion. All they know is money. But they go raw, hardcore cash. That's all they know.
Okay, if you've named Gen Zs as money like us, if you name Gen Zs as money like us, what happens to millennials now? If you say Gen Zs as okay, sir. If you say Gen Z,
but not as shallow as the Gen Z.
So we millennials were also shallow.
They lack emotion. They don't know the value of a woman. Even if you tell them, they wouldn't catch it.
I think you're not.
The value of a woman.
I'm choosing to believe, sir, that you're not also a baby boomer. Chances are you are first generation.
No, we are men were randy creatures. Egos. Never tired, never get enough. But these ones, they don't do anything, They just want ego. Even they're going for a woman these days, money is still on their mind.
I wish you can see me at the studio, literally. The way my mouth is open, like I'm trying to just, I'm trying to recover.
I'm telling you, it's a bad experience, this generation. I wonder where they're going to. Why you carrying the money? What do you want to do with the money?
Flex now.
No direction.
They want to flex now. They want to flex.
No vision. No purpose. No purpose. They lack purpose. They lack standards, lack value, lack everything. No foundation.
Gen Zs and millennials, please, I encourage you to call and defend yourself, because MOJ here has just said you guys lack purpose. You guys are call and defend yourself tonight. All right. Thank you so much, sir. The time now is 8 o'clock. Let me go pay some bills and then we'll continue the conversation.
Okay.
Right here on the Armed Forces Radio with your host, the Afropolitan Apostle, tonight as we talk about all things love. And one of the questions that we're trying, I see that some of you literally are buzzing another line that I cannot pick. And so because of that, I want to encourage you, please, the official number for you to call is 081277-93453. 081277-93453. Or you can give us a call alternatively. Gen Zs and millennial, you've been tagged that you are money hungers and probably your minds are shallow. That's why you're not having proper conversations when it comes to this. Another number again for you to call us is 08037441154. 08037441154. As we prepare to go for this, for the last half of the last hour of the show, remember that we're here to compare this, which is real people versus imagined partners, present struggle versus future fantasy, humans perfection versus social media perfection. Why many relationships fail, not because love is absent, but because expectations are unrealistic, unspoken, or inherited. The question as we begin to go on this very particular segment is this: are your expectations built from wisdom or from the voice of movies and traumas? Do you want a partner, and like Emoji said, or you want a sponsor? Can anyone truly meet the version of love in your head? Or are you offering what you are demanding? It's a question that I need you to call on the show tonight. I'm going to repeat it again. Are your expectations built from wisdom or from movies and traumas? Do you want a partner or a savior? Can anyone truly meet the version of love in your head? And I ask this question because many of us literally have a version of love that we have in our head. For example, I like using the movie that trended a few months ago. Maybe your own version of love is the fact that if the guy is not going to come with a Bentley or a Rolls Royce with 2 million and buys you a Brazilian hair or Peruvian hair, I don't even know why you're not buying Abba hair, because at least the money will remain in Nigeria. But you decide to go to Peruvian and Brazil. The question there is this: can anyone truly meet the version of love that is in your head? And are you offering what you are demanding? If you are demanding all of this very particular thing, are you also offering that very particular thing also for the next person that you are calling for? Right here on the Armed Forces Radio with your host, the Afropolitan Apostle. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Everyone here for us tonight, right here on the Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM, as we talk about all things love, and also bringing this very particular love month to a close with us talking about expectations, unspoken conversations, and also inherited problem that we are currently facing right here. And I'm also quickly, just as a paid announcement, to remember that you can still get your 500 square meter of your land currently in Karachi. A new phase has been updated, and so you can get your 500 square meter for about 1.2 million naira, which is almost close to South African currency. That is almost 12,500 rand. For those of you who are South African people, 12,500 rand can give you that, and for Nigerian naira, it is literally 1.2 million. I don't know. I think I'm just feeling as if that conversion is not. I'm using the old currency conversion now, and I need to get the conversion before my people in that place literally ask me like, what's going on here? So I don't want to cause a problem. Yeah, sorry, it's 14,500. So for a 1.2 million naira property, landed property for South African family, you can get that also for almost 15,000 rand, and 15,000 rand will give you a 500 square meter of land in Nigeria, in Karachi, Abuja. And so for you to give them a call, and they also have an instrumental package that you can also be able to take advantage of. You can call them on 070-733-16184, 070-733-16184, 070-733-16184. That's the number for you to call Charlotte Prime Homes. All right, as we're about to get into the last segment of this very particular show, that will take us from now till literally almost 9 o'clock, so that I can be out of this very particular place for you to be able to do all your things that you need to do. Remember, we're talking about the whole concept of love. And I think I'm going to be taking in this very particular one now to the third segment, and any of the segment is still available for you to join in the conversation depending on how you feel. Now, the core reflection that I want you to think upon, which will be looking at the whole issue of honoring true submission, respect, and defining expectation. Honoring true submission, respect, and defining true expectation. You and I get to understand that we're living in a times and age now where words like submission, respect, leadership, and honor literally have become controversial. Yet they remain central to stable homes across history. The real crisis is not the words called submission, respect, leadership, and honor. The issue is the misuse, abuse, and misunderstanding of them. With that being said, the question that I'm going to be throwing to you all tonight, that I need you to join me on the conversation, is submission weakens or structured partnership? Is submission a weakness, or is a structured partnership? Many people believe that when it comes to the issue of submission, that this is just a manipulation strategy that has been put in place. That's why we try as much as possible to look at it from a standpoint of culture, and also from a standpoint of also ancient history or biblical principle, whichever one you want to benchmark it. So is submission weakness, or is just a structured partnership? The next question that I need you to be able to pick and call is, can respect exist where there is no responsibility? Can respect exist where there is no responsibility? And should leadership be demanded or be demonstrated? For ladies, I think this is your shot. I don't know where all my ladies are tonight. And so for you to be able to take advantage of this very particular, should leadership be demanded or demonstrated? And what exactly do you mean when you say you want love? You see this question? Ha! This one. Most times I sit back and I look at the construct that are going out there. And when sometimes people also give me a call, not an individual note or probably on a personal stuff. Now I want love, I want him to love me, and this and this. And I'm very quiet enough for me to ask, what do you mean when you say you want love? Like, I don't understand. And by the time you flip the question to the people to say, okay, what do you mean when you say you want love? It's a different ballgame entirely. At that moment, you now begin to hear all the stuttering coming out. And trying to and to be very honest, some of you think that love is, maybe that's your own construct, but you think that love is buying you the Brazilian hair or the Peruvian hair, or you think that love is when he takes you in his Bugatti Veyron for you to be able to go to Asokoro to go and sit in one of the what's it called hotel, and for you to be able to get those, I call it those dishless food where you just dish. And so the question tonight that I'm asking you is, what exactly do you mean when you say you want love? What do you mean? For ladies, this is your shot. For guys, this is your shot. And I think, like Emoji said, it says men want respect, women want love. And for women, if you say you want love, what does that mean to you? Is it just the fact that you want a guy to provide all the needs according to his riches in glory in Christ Jesus for your sake? Or you literally have a different ideology as to what love is all about? 08127793453. 08127793453. That's the number for you to call us tonight on all things love. Ladies, guys, what do you mean when you say you want love? And also, when you say you want submission from a woman, what does that mean? When you say you want respect, what does that mean? When you say the man is not bringing or putting his hand on the table, what does that mean? 080-3744-1154. 080-3744-1154. It looks as if Emoji tonight is Emoji has literally bribed all of you not to call, and I don't know why, but let's get to hear what he has to say. Emoji. Hello, sir.
I think the misleading thing is the fact that the court defines marriage to be a contract.
You said the missing link is that what? Okay, your line now look as if the Gen Z and millennials are fighting. Your line is a bit bad, sir. Hello. Okay, I think I'll cut the call and make you call back because I'm struggling to hear you, sir. If you're listening to me, I'm struggling to hear you on this side. Maybe you need to change position and call back. I'm really, really struggling. I don't want to miss your conversation. 08127793453 or 08037441154. 08037441154. That's the number for you to call us on all things. What exactly do you mean when you say you want love? Talking about the whole concept of submission, what does that mean to you? Do you feel that respect that you want in the relationship that you are currently, you are getting it? Let's get talking tonight. Hello, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, now this is better.
I think the misleading epithet is the fact that the court defines marriage, the union, to be a contract.
Okay.
They see both parties bargaining in terms of bargaining.
Okay.
But the truth is that most of the time, most partners, especially the female, seeking love for luxury. Even when they are not demanding things, they are demanding affection just out of luxury. They want to be in love just for luxury. No purpose, no sense of purpose, no mission, nothing. Before you go into it.
Wait, okay, no, you are going too far. Please help me understand the love out of luxury. I think my brain is not processing that and it's slow, so help me.
Love out of luxury?
Yeah, like you.
Okay. When a woman tells you, I love love, she wants to be associated with everything flowers. Just give me those sweet words, give me the sweet music, let the money flow, let the music flow, everything sunshine and laughter. That's the luxury of love. Everything flowering. No thorns, just roses, bed of roses.
Okay, I get you now.
The luxury of
Okay. Okay.
of being in love.
Okay.
Harmony, nothing rough.
Mm.
No rough cuts. Before you enter into a relationship, you need to define dimensions of the man. The man is in 3 dimensions: spirit, soul, and body.
Okay.
Now, the body needs, you see a girl tell you, I want him tall, dark, and handsome, with a soft voice, and I like the shy guy.
Mm. Mm.
Those are bodily needs. The soul needs, that's the most common one.
Mm.
People are attracted by his brains and beauty, inner glow. That's
Okay.
what we call a soul tie. A soul tie.
Mm.
Inner glow, not outward adornment.
Okay.
Not the outward, not the shape and size and all that,
Mm.
but the inner glow, brains and beauty, inner beauty.
Okay.
And then the most fundamental one, the spiritual one, that one is a bonding of spirit. That one has a third factor, the Godhead,
Okay.
and the third person,
Yeah.
the third partner in the relationship.
Okay.
That one has purpose. That one is that one is for all time, throughout, to last for all ages, all through life on it. So you need to define to yourself: do I want a short-term relationship? Do I want a long-term? Do I want a wholesome relationship? Do I want just a snack? You have to know. Don't deceive yourself. Know what you want. Turn a hand on. I want him to have a fine car. You've already started deceiving yourself. Many girls get themselves into traps. They get duped around. When you start that, I want a tall handsome guy with a fine car. The car might not be his, but like that girl who told us that the boy's car was Uber, his accommodation was arranged and all that. She set herself up. You know, she was meant for the flesh. So that's where. Yeah.
So how should the ladies be able to pinpoint this setup kind of lifestyle that some of the guys bring?
Start with, you have to know what dimension of life you are in. Are you a spirit being? Do you know God? Is only God that can help you survive this time.
Yeah, but we live in a time whereby most times some of these things literally happen in our churches, you know.
No, church is a meeting place for church now. Well, everywhere they go through water. It's a meeting place for all kinds of characters. You know, because you met on the church, then he's a righteous man. No, that's where you have the worst types of Satan. They want, Satan like what better thing to now. He wants the godly one to bend in life. He wants the precious. So the other end of it, that the devil desires the precious soul. When you say a ritualist, you want a good wife. You go to church, you want to marry a born again Christian, but it's a ritualist. Satan like better thing too. So the church is a meeting place for all manner of characters. Not because you met a guy in church, then he's a righteous man. You're already setting yourself up. You know. So it starts with yourself. Look at yourself. What kind of creature am I? Am I flesh? Am I spirit? Or am I soul? Define, get your definition right. Then if you are going for a tall handsome with a nice car, you are in for a rough ride. It's a risky road. You have chosen it for yourself. So like this one, don't count your money before you get home. Like that, this chance. Then if you are the soul type, it's the common one. You go for inner beauty, brains and beauty. I love talent. I love gift. I love ability and all that. Okay, that's fine. But be sure the guy have character. He might be a very skillful person. Like I've heard of the most skillful footballer in Nigeria that was a rapist. He one small flaw can cancel. James Bond was the best, not because he was the best, but he had few faults. The 007 became the best. So check, if it's not enough for him to be so talented, so intelligent, and does he have balanced character? Is he a balanced creature? Look at that. To tell him as a
So which means from what I can gather is the fact that it's all about balance.
Come again?
It's all about balance. You must be able to look at you as a person.
Not just balance. They're self-deceived. The girls are self-deceived. They deceive themselves. They don't know what they are. You cannot be at the flesh part and expect the spiritual man. When you're the flesh, only flesh will come to you, and that love the Shylocks. They'll come and dupe you and go. Because that's where you are. You're at the flesh level, and you want something good. Then, so, if you're at the soul level, you're talented and gifted. Next thing, find balance. Does he have character? Men tell a lot of lies. That's the regular thing with the nowadays. Lies. You say 10 things, 10 are lies. 10 are lies. So be sure when you see the red card, forget his hands up, forget his dancing. If you see him lying, leave him alone. Find something more balanced, maybe not as handsome, but make sure there's balance. So girls are
if it's not as handsome, you should find something balanced. Okay. No, I hear you, sir.
So the best one is the spiritual one. Let's find God. It's only God that can see us through. He's looking from above. He sees all the bends, all the corners. So Baba, go help me find the right guy. You might find the double coincidence come from the impossible angle, way out of the blues. Something you never imagined. Beyond your wildest imagination. You just connect the two of you by the double coincidence. And it works out for it because it was the third factor, the third partner in the relationship. There must be three for balance. The triangle is the balance. God must be in it. When God is not there to help you, Satan will help you. That's it. That's how it is. So girls are self-deceived. And the truth is this. Men are fishermen. Women are fish. God made the fish stupid so that the fisherman can catch it easily. They can't cope with the intelligence of these young men. See, one thing about men, you see a woman will not fall for the wrath of a young man because she has experience. But she cannot teach it to her daughter. That's how the nature of it is. She cannot tell her daughter the tricks that men use because she doesn't know how it works. It won't work on her, but she cannot pass this principle to her daughter. So the daughter will be easily deceived. That's how life is. That's the thing that God did put in place. Men are fishermen. God gives in them the time to deceive girls, and they will fall for the sweet word. You can't take it from them. So the girls are self-deceived, and that's why they catch them so easily. That's where the problem lies from themselves. They're self-deceived. That's how God made it. They are fish to be caught easily by the fisherman.
This is thick
You see
one.
a fish, you throw a hook, a fish goes up, it's gone up. You throw a hook again, another fish comes to it, you go, throw another fish comes. They're not logical, they don't reason. One fish just went up that way, where am I going? For the same hook, wrong. There's no reason. They see others fall, they still go. They think that is better. This man has been using girls, you're going to meet him. He's going to use you, everything for girls will be different. They're trying themselves to the truth. That's why they get used.
So at this very particular point now, I hear all that you are saying. One of the things there, because I don't want it to look one-sided on the ladies' side and stuff. We need to bring a balance to the guy's side. Now, ladies, I like saying this is just my own personal opinion, and please, if it doesn't fit you, throw it away for family. I choose to believe that this is me, that ladies are attracted by what they hear, men are attracted by what they see. So sometimes the men would say a lot of things. Now the question there is the fact that how can the ladies, I understand you said the whole thing about spirituality and all of those things for the ladies and for them to be able to trust God and all of those things, which is good. I'm not against it.
Let me hold you. Let me make it short.
Okay.
See, you don't understand the scenario. The woman is the butcher. The man is the hunter. The man is playing his role by telling lies, by acting up. You know, and the butcher wants to get her. But the woman is to preserve her. They know that she will go with this preservation before her. Hold that caution at the back of you. Look out for red light. You know, so you be warned. And go, maybe you see the red sign, go. But they're self-deceived. He's so handsome. I love his car. They deceive themselves. So the man comes playing, men lie. They form, they act. And they'll do the thing and get to cheat and they'll go to the next girl. So the girls make them, they're self-victims. They make themselves easy prey. They are the booty. They are the ones begotten.
So which means at the end of the day, the ladies are the one who become the victim in all of these things.
Yes, they are self-deceived. That's why they get caught so easily. They're self-deceived. They don't know where they are. They don't attract the right kind of partners. They don't because of what they are. You need to build in your inner. You see, now this woman spends her time studying the weaknesses of men, the feelings of men. If I lay down this way, it's going to come. If I do this, then study the feelings of men. Instead of building their inner growth, building their inner beauty, they study the feelings of men to prosper by the weaknesses of men. And men are sick. Men come sick these days. So sick. So that's the problem. They spend all their time calculating all the feelings of men, how to trap men, how to get it by their feelings. They didn't develop their inner glow, their beauty, their gift, their talent, their skills, their answer. Can you see where the fault is?
Okay, if I'm to ask you now from your standpoint here, from everything you have said, what would be your advice to the man and what would be your advice to the woman? Understand
Advice
to the man and to the woman. Let's even do to the man first.
I have no advice to men. I have no advice to men.
Why?
Whatsoever.
Why?
No advice. The hunters, they were made to be hunters, fishermen. I have no advice. They know what they are doing. And they have no good in mind. When I talk about telling youth is vanity. They have no good in mind. They have to be just to eat and run. That's what they want to do.
You can't generalize all of us. You can't put me to.
Male celebrities with so much money they don't want to marry. They want to be changing the girls. Not because they don't have the money to marry. They want to be changing. I have no word. No.
So in that case now, if you say so, sir, in that case, are you then saying that men by nature are polygamist in nature?
Not polygamists. Men by nature, they are hunters and fishermen.
Yeah, but if you hunt a particular fish or they are playing their role, so which means, like you just said, they want to hit and run, move to the next one and go. Is it not because of the nature of who they are?
That's what youth is all about now, vanity. Youth is all about vanity. But the girls are supposed to protect themselves. You know what you want. Prepare yourself.
But what if what you want, like the question I asked just now, the whole issue of what is love to you? What if that very particular love that you have put in your brain, regardless of how you have packaged it, is literally that you are not finding it out there? Chances are you are looking for a guy who is God-fearing. You're not looking for a guy.
You don't package. Listen, you are getting it wrong. You don't package your want for another man. Package yourself. Attract. You must be magnetic to attract the right man. Develop your inner glow to attract the right man. Don't package what you want in a man. You cannot mind over matter. That's the problem of the world today. 90% of your creation is mind over matter. You want to control the outside.
So I think as you are saying this, because you are saying heavy conversation.
Your inner glow to attract the right man. That's done.
So
don't be packaging what you want in a man.
If you build your inner glow to attract the right man, then you must not hang around. You must not hang around. You must not hang around Gwaripa and Kabusa. Is that what you are saying? Because it's part of building. I say if you are building your inner glow to attract the right man, you must not hang around Gwaripa and Kabusa. Is that what you need? At the end of the day, we need love in this thing because all of a sudden now you speak broken. Oh my God! No, but I hear you. I appreciate you, sir. And let's give it a try again for someone to see who can contribute also to the show. But thank you very much for being an awesome co-host. I really appreciate you, sir. Right here on Armed Forces Radio 107.7. Literally, we have less than 20 minutes for us to call this a wrap on this very particular show. And you can give us a call on 081277 93453, 081277 93453, or 0803744 1154, 0803744 1154. That's the number for you to talk to us. And I'm also on the final one as we begin to look at it on the last 15 minutes that I have on this very particular show, which is all about Asian principles in a new age reality. Let me pick this very particular one, Asian principle in a new age reality. Okay, I think you are calling and your line is breaking. Your number ends with 6952. Please, I want to encourage you, call the 081277 081277 Please and please call 081277 I see all the missed calls that are literally popping up on this very particular number. I don't know why, but I want to appeal to you. Please, one more time, call 081277 I guess that's the line that is going on for tonight, so I really want to encourage you to dial that number. All right, and the final segment on this very particular one, looking at Asian principles in new age reality, and this is it here. Whether we like it or not, we are witnessing the strength and independence of women. Women searching for genuine love, partnership, men either unavailable, unserious, or intimidated. A growing confusion around who lead, who submits. Can Bible or cultural principles still work? At the same time, some men fear the loss of authority. Some women fear the loss of identity. And like MOJ was saying, you need to be able to build your inner core or your inner beauty. Both fear pain, control, and disappointment. So love become battlefield instead of a home. Now the question on this very particular one, when we talk about the whole concept of Asian principle in a new age reality, remember we're talking about Asian principle in a new age reality. So I'm going to be pulling out this. If truth is painful, do we reject it or grow through it? If truth is painful, for example, there is a new construct around, for instance, the man must chase, and like MOJ says, men are hunters, the female are birds or fish, like he says. Should we still maintain that very particular truth, despite the fact that you, the ladies, you are the one hunting? I mean, the men are the one hunting you, but somehow by the time we throw the hunt at you or throw that very particular bait at you, it may literally cause pain to you. And we may not bring the fish out from the water, but that fish literally is injured in the water. Now, the next time that the lady is seeing another bait coming, she wants to run because the previous one was painful. So the question there is this: if truth is painful, do we reject it or grow with it? And should Asian spiritual and cultural principle evolve or it should remain fixed? Do you believe that all of this cultural stuff and Asian principle, if you are part of the Gen Zs, the millennials, the baby boomers, literally that's my target people. That's why I'm saying that I'm not going beyond the baby boomers. So let's not go call them the old money and the young money. So I fall within the mid money. I don't know why they didn't put middle money. So I'm the middle money kind of person. So should Asian spiritual and cultural principle evolve? Do you believe that it must change or you want it to remain the same? Or probably are we fighting each other instead of fighting loneliness together? That one is a strong one. Let's call a spade a spade. There are people who are also married and yet lonely. Just because you're married doesn't guarantee the fact that you're not lonely in that very particular relationship. So are we fighting each other or we are fighting loneliness? Can a man lead without denominations? Can a man lead without domination or submit without shame? And can a strong woman still desire soft love without apology? I say this one because this one is hard. Can a strong woman desire soft love without apology? We are seeing a rising, for lack of a better, rising attitude of women saying, I will never say sorry. And yet she still wants soft love. She still wants the guy to be tender. She still wants the guy to be soft. She still wants the guy to be this and all of that. But yet, apology far from her mouth. So can a woman still desire soft love without apology? Do you believe in all of that very particular one? The number again is 08127793453. 08127793453. While you are busy preparing to call, I just want to quickly make this known. For those of you who are family listening to us currently, I want to encourage you to please follow us on all our social media platform, which is known as the AfriOne Show. Whether it is on Facebook, X, which is formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And so please, I want to encourage you to please find us on all our social media platforms, just the AfriOne Show, and follow us. Tomorrow, literally, we were dropping a new content out on our YouTube. For those of you who are literally interested in Abuja property of things, you feel that you have, you want to understand the Abuja. We have, I've forgotten his full name now, Prince Adetunji. Yep, we have Prince Adetunji who will literally consulted for him to come sit with us to talk to us about all things property that you must understand. And see, family, hear me. I beg you. Tomorrow, I think if I'm not mistaken, just between the hour of 9 to 1 o'clock, that thing should be live on the YouTube channel of the AfriOne Show. If you know that you are staying in a house, and you know you are not staying in the bush, you need to go and watch that very particular show. So I'm encouraging you tomorrow, literally between, I think, 9 to 12 o'clock, keep checking the YouTube channel of the AfriOne Show. That will come out. The guy gave us secret as how to be able to know the kind of land to buy, how to deal with contract, the ability for you to know how Abuja is operating currently. I don't want to say a lot of stuff, but it's an eye-opening conversation that you also must be aware, especially when it comes to all things property and all things land. So you just have to be able to find. If you're a marketer, you market properties, you need to go and watch that very particular show. If you're a landlord, you own your property, go and watch it. If you're a tenant, you are renting somebody's house, go and watch that very particular property. And if you are intending to go into all things property space of business, go and watch that very particular show. Above all, if you know that you are living in a house and you are not living what's it called, on water or inside water or wherever, you still need to go and watch that very particular show. So I want to encourage you, please follow us on all our social media platform, which is known as the AfriOne Show. It is spelled AfriOne. I repeat, AfriOne. I want to encourage you now, rush down to your Facebook, to your Instagram, to your X, to your TikTok, and to your YouTube for you to go search for the AfriOne Show and follow us on all of the platforms so that you can then be able to get all of the update of things that we are going to be doing. Also on this very particular show, we are working behind the scene for us to be able to structure a good time very soon, and we'll be able to communicate that in due course. But between now, definitely next week, next week, Wednesday, I'm still going to be here, but we are still working out some modalities for us to be able to get you all seated. You're complaining. Many of you literally want to come on the show, but you're afraid of the ninth issues of things. And we're trying to work out something with the stakeholders of the Armed Forces Radio 107.7, and we'll keep you guys updated on all of this very particular stuff as we go on. But for now, the show for the AfriOne Show is still every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. As soon as we'll be able to get a go-ahead, we'll keep you guys updated, and that's why we want to encourage you, please and please, one more time. If you know you love the Afropolitan Apostle, like many of you call me, Mr. Speaker, if you want this very particular show to keep going, we want to encourage you, please follow us on all our social media platform, and let's make sure that we get it locked down. And for those of you who are interested in sponsorship and product placement on the AfriOne Show, I also want to encourage you, you want to sponsor us on the show, you want to keep us going. Coming from the second quarter of the year, obviously we'll be coming back full force again with all things investment, and also be able to look for your idea. The reason why we are quiet about it at this moment is because we want you to balance. Some of you are still paying school fees. Some of you literally, you forget that this is January. You eat your 13 check, and all the money that comes to your bank account, you spent it in December where you are trying to go balls. And now that you are sitting in January, you are shocked. So we decided to be quiet about it and stuff, but we'll be coming up very soon back again with all of the investment. And so if you know that you have your product you want to advertise with us, or maybe you want to sponsor any of our show, please and please, we want to encourage you. Give us a call on 080 7246 3771 for sponsorship and product placement. 080 7246 3771. One more time, for sponsorship and product placement on this AfriOne Show is 080 7246 3771. That's the number for you to use to come for sponsorship. And also, maybe you have a property, you want to list it on our property, on our listing sites. We encourage you to go to property.afrione.africa. property.afrione.africa. We'll be going on a short musical break, and we'll come back also for me to be able to give a wrap up on my own part of this very particular talk, and for us to be able to see as we begin to bring our thought to a close. 081277-93453. 081277-93453. I still remain your host, the Afropolitan Apostle. I'll see you just now. Exactly, AfriOne is our future, AfriOne is our voice, and that's exactly what we stand for as the AfriOne Show. Our biggest mandate for us as this very particular show is to represent generations of Africans and Africans' descent who are bold, innovative, unapologetic, purpose-driven, and committed to shaping a better future for Africa and also the world. And the voice of a new tribe isn't just about age or title, it's just a mindset. It includes both builders, thinkers, spiritual leaders, entrepreneurs, creative, returnees from diasporas, reformers who are renegotiating African narrative, championing ethical leadership, and bridging the gap between generation, nations, and ideology. And for us as AfriOne Network, we're all about uniting Africa and her diaspora, innovating solutions for African challenges, elevating African stories, leaders, and opportunity. I'm also building bridge for business, culture, faith, and also government empowerment across grassroots and also with the global voice of things. For more information on to know more about what the AfriOne Network is all about, we want to encourage you to visit AfriOne.Africa. That's the official site for AfriOne Network. Literally less than 5 minutes, I'll be out of this very particular place. But with that being said, and I think I want to appreciate MOJ for joining on this very particular talk for tonight. And I choose to believe that many of you have picked your lesson. And I think I'm laughing here because I'm seeing a comment coming in. It says here, I am attracted by what I see. Words is just words. But show me that you mean those words and not just talk. And ladies, I don't know if you believe that you are attracted by what you see. Words are just words. So which means a man can come and tell you all of the goodies, and yet he decides to go. I don't know. I think it looks as if these hunters of us, we've literally created a lot of big problems. That even when we come and we talk, nobody wants to hear us again talk anymore. Because why? They've listened to words, and but at the same time, those words are not working. And so because of that being said, as I begin to bring my thoughts to a close, one thing I want to say tonight is the fact that love is not dying. Hear me, family. Love is not dying. Love is not dying. Trust is not impossible. You still have the capacity for you to trust again. I know that yes, you have been hurt. I know that yes, you have gone through a lot of pain. I know that yes, people have hurt you. Some of you literally, you're still living from past trauma. You're still living from acute trauma. Funny enough, I remember I had a guest in South Africa, and so she talked about trauma a lot to the point I don't know when I changed trauma to chioma. So in case if I say chioma, please, I still mean trauma. So many people are literally still stuck with trauma, and trauma is literally real. I remember as we're coming to the studio today, and I was saying to my colleague as we're coming in, I said, see, there are some certain things I'm seeing on the road here that literally reminds me of my growing up in Kaduna. And some certain things, and I was mentioning some certain things to her, and she was shocked, like, Panteka. I'm like, I lived life. This one that you see is the edited version of what God has done. The original copy is literally inside the cloth, and so grace covered it. And so because of that, trust is not impossible. And please hear me, family. When it comes to submission is not slavery. It's part of God's system. It's part of God's strategy. And I know that yes, many of us, we have a serious issues with submission, especially on the female side of things. But please, I want you to understand, look at it from the God side of things and be able to communicate your submission rightfully to the people who you know that you want. And let me even say this, I think I choose to bring this may put me in trouble. Please, you only have right to submit to a man, literally that is your man. See all these things about, I've seen that whether it happens within the Christian fraternity, I don't know about the other religion, to be honest, I don't, so let me not go there. Whereby you will see ladies submit more to their pastor than to their man. I don't understand. I really don't understand that very particular ballgame. I've lived in a fivefold of ministry, and I say it most times. I said to most couples, even in church that time, I said, if you are not going to submit to your husband or probably to your loved ones that you call dear to you, you have no business submitting to me, because that's pretense. That is eye service. So submission, please, is not a slavery. Strength is not rebellion. But this is something that is very important, family. There's the fact that healing is required. Many of us have been bruised. Many of us have been hurt. As I'm talking this to you currently right now, you know the place where it cuts. You know the place where it's painful. And there's a popular saying that he that wears the shoe knows where it bites them or not. You know. But hear me. You cannot allow your past to become your current reality, which will then affect your future. I'll repeat it again. You cannot allow your past to affect your current reality, which will then affect your future. With that being said, you need to understand that truth is required in all things. Truth is required. Even the Bible says that the truth you know would make you free. So there is a process of the making. There is a truth that you uphold last week that is not relevant for today, and it can never be applicable for tomorrow. Whether you like it or not, you must look for the foundational truth that governs the relationship or your marriage that you're currently operating in. And also maturity is required. See, relationship and love is not for the faint-hearted. It literally requires maturity. And maturity, hear me, maturity is not about age. It's not about your age. It's not about your degree. It's not about your certificate. I've seen some literally matured, some aged people who are still behaving like baby boys or baby girls. I've seen enough. And also you must understand that because the future or family is required, and so whether we like it or not, we must be able to find a common ground. And this is the thing I say to most people who end up consulting, because I also operate on that very particular relationship side of things. And one of the common things I tell them, I said, see, if you are about to go into a relationship with somebody, please, you must be able to understand what is the vision, what is bringing us together. It must be stronger than your individual own selfish aim and desire. It has to be stronger. What is the core value of why we are coming together? What is that thing that is bigger than us now? It's not about you just being interested on the fairy tales, the going to Dubai and all of a sudden buying Brazilian hair and Peruvian nose and all of those things you want to put in your eyes. Sometimes you carry cat eyes and you put that. Sometimes when I see those things, I'm very honest, especially if you do it wrongly, you don't look nice. Let me just call it that way. But with that being said, we must get to the point where we understand that we have to find a common ground. In all of this, common ground is needed. And as I say this to you, family, before your fingerprints, before you begin to think about anything, before you begin to point fingers to people, ask yourself the simple question as I begin to bring my thought to a close. Am I ready to be a partner that I am praying for? Are you ready? If you're not ready, sign out. Am I healed enough to love without fear? Am I humble enough to learn? Am I strong enough to be softened? If this very particular question is not there, hear me, the future is not going to be in view. Forget about love. If you are not going to get to the point whereby you ask yourself if you are ready to be a partner to the person that you are praying for, or if you have healed enough to get into a relationship without fear, and if you are humble enough to learn regardless. When I mean learn from both parties, not just one side. And also, are you strong enough for you to be softened? It's a wrap tonight on the Armed Forces Radio show, which is known as the Voice of a New Tribe, right here on the Armed Forces Radio. I'll see you all next week, Wednesday, as we come back again into Africa of Things, and we pull some certain conversations that will get us all talking. With that being said, I want to say a big thank you to the Armed Forces Radio family, our stakeholders and team, and also to my producer, Amops, for making sure that this is a reality tonight. I'll see you all next week. And also, I have Connell with me today, who is Echo. Echo, I have to use the word, I've been warned. Echo, who is literally standing at the back end. And so, family, you will catch all of these videos literally on the AfriOne show. So please make sure that you go there. It's a wrap. See you next week. Good night and God bless you.